Hello guys! Welcome back to my channel. In this video, we are going to learn another computation of Incoterms, and this is the part 3 for my series of computation of Incoterms for my BSCA students, and I hope that you're going to continue to watch this video. Hello everyone! This is the part 3 of my series about the computation of Incoterms. In this video, we're going to learn how to compute for the cost, insurance, and freight, or the CIF Incoterm. Again, as we all know, Incoterms are series of predefined commercial terms published by the International Chamber of Commerce relating to international laws. Here are your formulas for all the Incoterms. But again, as I've said earlier, in this video, we are going to discuss further about the CIF formula, or the cost, insurance, and freight, which is FOB plus insurance plus freight. That is the basic formula for the computation of CIF. Again, guys, CIF is a C Incoterm, meaning we can only use this Incoterm if the shipment was sent through a vessel or via the sea. So let us now proceed to the sample problems about the CIF. Okay, so for the formula of cost, insurance, and freight, or CIF, again, as what I've said earlier, the basic formula is FOB plus insurance plus freight. Okay, but we can also use this formula if we don't have a given FOB value, and that would be X works plus other charges plus insurance plus freight. Okay, but before we continue on further, we need to understand a very important note, okay, about the CIF. Since one of the components of the CIF is the insurance, we need to know the rules on how we're going to get the insurance if the insurance is not given in the problem. Okay, so if the insurance is not given, we should always check off the kind of the cargo that is being discussed in the problem. Okay, if it is a general cargo, the insurance will always be 0.02 or 2% of the FOB. Okay, but if it is a dangerous cargo, okay, the insurance will always be 0.04 or 4% of your FOB. So you need to take note of this very important reminder about the CIF, or those Incoterm that has insurance in it. Okay, so let us now proceed to the example number 1. So the given is a shipment of general cargo, okay, and then there is an FOB value of $45,000, and the freight is $5,000 US dollars, and we're looking for the CIF. Okay, notice that there is no given insurance in this problem. Okay, there is no given insurance. Okay, so for us to be able to compute, we need to just again write down the formula. Okay, our formula is FOB plus insurance plus freight. Okay, so our next step that we need to do is to just substitute the values. Okay, so your CIF is your FOB is $45,000 plus the insurance, which is since it's a general cargo, we're going to use 0.02 of the FOB plus $5,000, which is the freight. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do is to just compute for your insurance. So you need to multiply your FOB by 0.02 to get your insurance, and the insurance value in this problem is $900 US dollars. Okay, so again, you just need to substitute the values. CIF is equal to $45,000 plus $900 plus $5,000, and you'll get the total amount of your CIF, which is $50,900. Okay, so for this, you are going again use your calculator for you to be able to get the final answer for your computation for your CIF value. Okay, now let us proceed to our sample number 2. In this sample, the given is your FOB, which is 2,545.32, and then your freight, which is 3% of your FOB, And then there is already a given insurance which is $500, and we're looking for your CIF. Again, the first thing to do is always remember to just substitute the values, okay? But first, you need to know what is being asked, and in this case nga, it's CIF. Okay, so your formula for your CIF is FOB plus insurance plus freight. So since there is a value for your FOB, you just need to write down the FOB value, 2,545.32, plus your insurance, which is $500. Okay, and then your freight is 3% of the FOB. Since we have already the given FOB, you just need to multiply your FOB by 0.03, because that is 3% of the FOB to get the value of your freight. So that would be 0.03 of 2,545.32 is 76.36. Okay, you are now ready to substitute all the values. FOB, which is 2,545.32, and then your insurance, which is 500, plus your freight, which is 76.36, and then you just add them all up, and you'll get the value of your CIF, which is 3,121.68. Okay, that is your sample number 2. For the sample number 3, this is an importation of a flammable gas. Okay, the given X works is 20,545. There is also origin other charges, which is $5,000. And then your freight is 3% of your FOB. And again, we are looking for our CIF value. So this is how you're going to compute. Again, number 1, know what is being asked for. Okay, so what is being asked for in here is the CIF. Okay, and then the next thing to do is write down your formula for CIF. So in this case, CIF is equal to FOB plus insurance plus freight. Okay, but on the given, you're going to notice that there is no given FOB. Okay, and also there is no given insurance. Okay, so the formula that we're going to use is the ones with the X works and with the other charges. Okay, and for the insurance, we need to identify what kind of cargo is given. So in this case, your cargo is a flammable gas. Okay, and a flammable gas is a dangerous cargo. Okay, so for your insurance, we are going to use the 0.04 of our FOB. Okay, so we're in this case, again, as I've said earlier, we're going to use the X works plus other charges plus insurance plus freight formula of our CIF. And now that we already know all of those things, we can now proceed to our computation. Okay, the first thing that we need to do here is we need to find the value of the FOB, because our freight is based on the value of your FOB. Okay, so we should also know the value of your the formula for your FOB, which is X works plus other charges. Okay, so write down X works plus other charges. So your X works is 20,545, and the other charges, or the origin other charges, is $5,000. Okay, so you just need to add them both using your calculator, and then you'll get the value of your FOB, which is $25,545 US. So you already have the value of your FOB. Now, you can already compute for the freight. Okay, so sa given, it says here that the freight is 3% of your FOB. Okay, so your freight is based on the FOB, so you just need to multiply your FOB by 0.03 or 3% to get your freight, which is 766.35. So you already have your freight and your FOB. And last thing that you need to have is your insurance. So for your insurance, it's a dangerous cargo. You need to multiply your FOB. Okay, so since it's a dangerous cargo, you just need to multiply your FOB by 0.04. Okay, so 25,545 times 0.04, you'll get 1,021.80. Okay, so now you already have the value of your FOB, your freight, and your insurance. You can now directly compute for your CIF. Okay, so just need to substitute the value 25,545 FOB, 1,021.80 That is your insurance, and then your freight is 766.35, and your CIF value, if you multiply them all by your calculator, you'll get 27,333.15. Okay, so that is how you're going to compute for this kind of sample problem. Now, let us now try this paragraph form problem. Okay, and it says here that a shipment of 2x40 container said to contain asbestos was shipped out at the Port of Manila. Commercial invoice shows terms of shipment was CIF, or cost, insurance, and freight. FOB value was at 1,150, exclusive of the inland freight charges of $50 and inland insurance of $75. If freight is 10% of the FOB, compute for the CIF value of the shipment. Okay? So remember, always analyze the problem properly. Okay? Know the variables that are given, know the other information that have been discussed in the problem for you to be able to finally answer the problem properly. Okay, so let us now try to solve the problem. Again, number 1, know what is being asked. Okay, so in this case, what being asked is our CIF. Right, so if you already have the CIF in mind, take note of its formula. Okay, but again, I said that we need to analyze the problem properly. If you analyze the problem properly, you'll notice that there are two other variables. Okay, the inland freight and your inland insurance. Okay, so if you have studied your Incoterms, you'll know that the inland freight and the inland insurance is our origin, other charges. Okay, and the problem is saying that they are exclusive from the FOB, meaning they are not yet added to the FOB. Okay, and we all know that origin, other charges should be added to the FOB to get our total FOB. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do is to add those other charges to the FOB to get our total FOB value. Okay, so in this case, our formula will be FOB plus origin, other charges plus insurance plus freight. Okay, this problem only has this solution because it says here in this problem that these other charges are exclusive or they are not included. Okay, but if this problem says that those other charges are included in the FOB value, if they are included, then you do not need to do something to those values. Okay, you do not need to add, you do not need to subtract those values from the given FOB if those values are included into the FOB. Okay, we are just going to add those values in this case, in this problem, because the problem is saying that these are exclusive of. Okay, the FOB value is exclusive of those other charges, so we need to add them all up. Okay, and guys, take note that your insurance and your freight should be based on the total FOB. Okay, so we are not going to base your freight and your insurance to the FOB, which is 1,150. Okay, we need to base our insurance and freight with the total FOB, which is 1,150 plus 50 plus 75, which is 1,275. Okay, so when you are going to compute for your freight in the given is 10% of your FOB. Okay, so when you get the 10% of 1,275, so 1,275 times 0.10, you'll get 127.5 US dollars. Okay, 127.5 US dollars. This is your freight. Okay, so for your insurance, I got this one wrong. I have some typographical error here. So we need to get the total FOB. So that is where we're going to base our insurance. So since this is a dangerous cargo, we need to multiply your total insurance by 0.10. So 1275 times, 1275 times 0.04 for the insurance, you'll get 51. Okay? So your insurance here should be 51 and not 46. So this is wrong. Okay? So when we add to get the CIF value, that will be 1150 plus 50 plus 75 plus your insurance, which is 51, plus your freight, which is 127.5. You'll get your CIF value of 1,453.5 and not 1488 because I initially based the insurance here to the given insurance 1150, which is not the final FOB yet. Okay? So in this problem here, our correct answer is 1453.5. Okay? So that is the main reason why we always need to analyze the problem if the problem is a paragraph problem. Okay? So we always need to analyze if there are any given words that will tell us that those other charges are inclusive of the given FOB or not, so that we will know what to do with those kind of problems. Okay, let us now proceed to our next sample problem. So in this given CIF is $12,000, and then we have a given value which has both the X-Works and the insurance all in one. So X-Works plus insurance is 10,250. And then your other charges is 5% of the FOB. And then for the insurance, 2% of the FOB. And then for the freight, 10% of the FOB. And we are looking for the FOB. Again, we just need to substitute the values. Okay? But again, we also need to write down the formula for what is being asked. Okay? So in this case, since there is no given FOB, we need to use the other formula for CIF, which is CIF is equal to X-Works plus other charges plus insurance plus freight. Okay, but notice that there is no given X-Works, but there is a given X-Works plus insurance value. Okay, so to get the X-Works, we need to subtract the insurance from the X-Works. Okay, so in this substitution, okay, we have the value of the insurance. So we just need to substitute, okay, for us to be able to compute them all. Okay, so in this sample, if we substitute, we'll get $12,000 for the value of the CIF is equal to X-Works plus insurance, which is 10,250. Okay, again, so as I've told you earlier, we need to subtract the insurance from X-Works plus insurance to get the X-Works. So minus insurance, which is 0.02 FOB. Okay, and then plus 0.05 FOB, which is other charges, plus 0.02 of FOB, which is insurance, plus 10% of FOB or 10.10 FOB, which is our freight. Okay, so now that we already have the similar terms here, we can now compute properly. Okay, so we can now compute for your FOB. We just need to transpose the similar terms. Okay, so we need to transpose 10,250 to the other side of the equation so that we can compute. And as a rule, if the positive sign will be transposed to another side of the equation, it will be turned to negative. Okay, so your 10,250 will be negative 1050, so that will be $12,000 minus 10,250 is equal to 0.15 FOB. Okay, so again, to simplify, that will be 1,750 is equal to 15 FOB. Okay, and then we need to just divide both equations by 0.15 to get the value of your FOB. Okay, and then you just need to divide 1750 by 0.15 to get the value of the FOB, which is 11,666.67. Okay, so that is how you're going to compute for this kind of problem. So again, we just need to substitute the values. Okay. Let us now proceed to our last sample problem. Okay, the given CIF is 33,618. The given freight is 7% of X works. Other charges is 3% of X works. Insurance is equal to 2% of X works. And again, we are looking for our FOB. Okay, the formula for CIF in this case is FOB plus insurance plus freight. Okay, but again, since there is no FOB, we're gonna use the other formula, which is X works plus other charges plus insurance plus freight. Okay, again, use the substitution rule. So CIF is 33,618. Okay, and then X works plus other charges, which is 0.03 X works, plus insurance, which is 0.02 X works, and then plus freight, which is 0.07 X works. Simplify the terms, you'll get $33,618 is equal to 1.12 X works. Okay, and to get the value of the X works, divide both equation by 1.12. Okay, and then when you compute using your calculator, you'll get the value of X works of $30,016.07 US dollars. Okay, now get the value of FOB. The formula for FOB is X works plus other charges. So since you already have your X works and your other charges, you can now compute. Okay, so FOB is 30,016.07, which is the X works, and then the other charges is 3% of X works. So you need to multiply 3% by 30,016.07. Okay, and then add them both to get the FOB value of 30,916.55. Okay, so now that you already have your FOB value, we can now check if our answer is correct. Okay, let's see if we did get the correct answer. So again, the CIF formula is FOB plus freight plus insurance. Okay, so we already have the value of your FOB, which is 30,916.55. Okay, we just need to get the value of the freight, wherein freight is equal to X works times 0.07, which is 7%, and you'll get 2,101.12. And then for your insurance, that is 2% of X works, so 30,016.07 times 0.02, you'll get 600.32. So you just need to add them all, add the values, and if you add them using your calculator, you'll get your CIF value, which is our given of 33,618. So that means our computation is correct. So that is how you are going to check if you did get the correct answer for your Incoterm problem. Okay, so there you go. I hope that you have learned something from our lesson for today. Okay, and again, always remember that your CIF Incoterm is a C Incoterm, meaning you can only use it if the shipment is via a vessel or via the sea. Okay, if it is an air shipment, you cannot use your CIF. Okay, there is another Incoterm for the air shipment, and we're going to discuss that. We're going to discuss those using our we are going to discuss those with our next videos. Okay, but before we end this, let us also again remember the notes that you need to know in computation of Incoterms. Number 1, always memorize the formulas. Next is to remember that the formulas can always be interchanged. And then always remember to follow the MDAS rule. Okay, and then the first thing to do is to substitute the given to the formulas. And then always remember the rule in algebra that when you are transposing numbers, the sign should be changed. Okay, so for example, you are transposing a positive number. When you put it on the other side of the expression, it would now be changed to a negative or a minus. Okay, you should know the rules of cancellation of similar terms. And lastly, if the given is a percentage of a number, you can always compute that percentage and then substitute and then continue on solving your expression. Okay, so that is it for today, guys. I hope that you have learned a lot using this video. And if you are still interested, there are going to be more videos about the computation of Incoterms. And just wait for the next videos. Okay, so I hope that you have a great day. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye, guys. Bye-bye.